Hey everyone, it's Jeremiah again. This is my second video. I'm going over some of the supplies that I have. I used to have more than this. I kind of ended up decimating some of it, so I don't have as much as I did before. But I just want to go over a few things that are pretty important. In my first video I talked about how for the example I gave about World War II, how they can, staying in one place could actually be very dangerous. So I never really wanted to be the type of prepper that just buys a lot of stuff for the purposes of staying home. Because what you don't realize is, sure, you may have a plan to protect yourself and your family inside your home. If you've got yourself and 4 other people in your house, yeah, that's good and all. You're basically barricading yourself. And you may even have a community. You may have, a few houses in your neighborhood that's all working together for the same purposes. If that's the case, then okay, then I can see that it's fine. But if you're basically on your own, staying in your own home can be one of the worst things that you could do. Because, yeah, you may barricade yourself inside your home. You might be nice and protected and everything, and all it takes is a group of looters to just, burn your house down with you inside it. They may be organized well enough to get in your house. You never know. The group of raiders might be former military. They're just doing what they need to protect themselves and their family. Even if that includes raiding other people's houses for their supplies. And if you're just a normal family with some firearms training, you're not going to stand a chance against military trained people. You're not going to stand a chance. Or even police officers, federal agents, in any really bad situation, all of those guys are going to become, they're going to be doing what they have to do to survive, even if that means taking everyone else's stuff. So, in my opinion, you want to get out of Dodge. You want to disappear. And me being in West Virginia, there's a lot of animals you can hunt for food. There's a lot of edible plants. So you can stay alive in this state. It may be tough a little bit, but you can make the best of what you got. And when you're in places like the Appalachian Mountains, you're not going to starve. There's plenty of stuff out there to eat. There's ramps, there's mushrooms, there's wild strawberries, blackberries, blueberries. You're not going to starve in the mountains of West Virginia. There's always going to be something to eat. You just may not like it, but if you really want to live, you're going to do it. Alright, so let's talk about a few things here. This whole container that I've got here, plus this, and these bags here, this is all, as you can see, soap. Now, soap, it's not as important as I would say, food and water. That's obvious. But hygiene is going to be one of the most important things if you're actually living out in the wilderness. Because if you don't keep yourself clean, especially your naughty bits, you can get all kinds of infections. Not showering or not bathing properly, you can get staph infections, and as we know, they're deadly. So you've got to stay clean. These I bought. These are Dial. They're not very big, but they should last. At least a month and a half, maybe 2 months if you're, a little skimpy with it, I guess. These are Dial soaps. I bought both of these for $1 at Dollar Tree. Absolutely love that place. In fact, that's where I got most of this stuff. This is Old Spice. Now, you're probably thinking, why Old Spice soap? Well, you never know. Maybe, smelling good can help elevate your mood. You never know. If you're, like me, of course, I'm a little of the weird guy. I'll get out of a shower and I'll be smelling all nice and good, and I'll be singing "Ain't Nobody Dope as Me, I'm Just So Fresh and So Clean." I don't know. I do weird things to bring myself up at times. This, and it's a little bit harder to tell what it is because you just see HS on there. This is Scent Away soap. Very good thing to have if you ever end up hunting in the woods, because you don't want the deer or bear or whatever you might be hunting to smell you. So you can get rid of that. This, of course, is more Old Spice soap. 2 more bars. Got this for like $3, I guess, at Family Dollar. This is Safeguard soap. This is antibacterial. This is very important. And this antibacterial soap, because it can take place. And I'm going to show you something here. That soap, I bought, that's a 8-pack. I got at Walmart. I think it was like $3 or $4. That can last a long time. Just an 8-pack bar, or 8-bar pack of soap. Sorry, I can't talk right now. That can take place of alcohol prep pads. It can take place of, because this, you get a cut, you wash with that. It'll take out all the bacteria. Then you can bandage it. You can I get cuts all the time because of I'm a car mechanic, so I do bust knuckles up. I do, get nice little cuts and scratches, and dealing with a lot of dirt and rust, there's a big chance of tetanus, which is something else you don't want. So what I do, even with all my big cuts, actually let me show you one I had on my hand here. If you can see that really huge quarter-size scar on my hand, that was a burn from work. I did not treat it. I can't say I didn't treat it. I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't go to a doctor. I didn't do any of that stupid crap. I bandaged it up with paper towels and tape for a day. Then I took the thing off and washed it with that soap, and then I just put some of this on there. Triple antibiotic ointment. Those 2 things alone, as long as you keep your wound cleaned and put this stuff on there, you shouldn't have a single problem. So this tube I got for $1. It's not a very big tube, but as long as you're careful, you shouldn't have a lot of cuts and scrapes and other stuff that you'd have to take care of. You can get a bunch of small ones, but as long as you just wash in that, you should be fine. At least me, anyway. Maybe my immune system's better than most. I don't know, but I've never had a tetanus shot. I've never had stitches, and I've done some pretty crappy things in my life. That scar right there was where it doesn't look so big now, but I was probably 11 or 12 when that happened. That was actually most of the tip of my thumb. I lopped it off with a super slicer. Anybody my age or older remembers those things. If you don't, it's basically a mandolin thing you use to slice up produce. You can basically turn a cucumber into pickles with it. It's a little slicer thing. But keeping it clean, letting it heal, you don't need to go to a doctor every time you cut yourself. Alright, so on to the next stuff. Then I have a whole stack of these. There's a bunch of them. Alcohol prep pads. Those are really good things to have. But, I don't really use them because I use that and the triple antibiotic ointment. But they're good to have anyway, just in case you have to clean something or clean a wound. So that's always good to have. This is another thing. Now this is really only for small cuts. This is liquid bandage. Anybody who's ever used this knows this shit burns really bad, and but it works really well. It's an antiseptic. I don't think it's going to zoom in good enough to get the lettering, but it is benzethonium chloride, so it's really good stuff. Next thing, very important, Gold Bond body powder. Now you're probably thinking, why? Well, you don't want rashes, and if you're walking a lot through the woods, especially for guys, our junk rubs against our legs, and it can cause chafing and all kinds of other things, and it's not good. Plus, it's good for feet. You want to keep your feet dry always. That's the most important thing, because if you don't take care of your feet, you will lose them, and you're pretty much screwed. You're not going to be walking around. You're not going to be doing anything that actually helps the other people that you're with. Next is a bunch of Q-tips. I just took a bunch of them out of the box, put them in this bag so that it's a little easier to keep hold of. These can be used for cleaning firearms, cleaning your ears. You can even cut the little tips off, and that makes nice kindling for fire. Let's see, next, fingernail, toenail clippers. Again, that comes with the hygiene. Very important. Because all it takes is for you to get something nasty underneath your fingernails, scratch yourself, and then the next thing you know, you have an infection. Alright, then dental flossers. Again, gotta take care of the teeth too. That's very important. So this is a $1 tube of toothpaste. It's got baking soda. I don't think that really matters, but gotta keep your teeth clean too. Just as important as anything else. Chapstick, definitely. It's getting around winter time here in West Virginia, and anybody who has really bad dry skin problems knows that when you have cracked, breaking lips, that hurts. You don't want to deal with it. This is glasses cleaner. So are these little wipes right here. This is all like a little glass